Mafia, the Old Country. A story-driven third-person shooter with stealth missions. Is it worth the price tag of €49.99? Let's find out. While you're here, tell me what makes a great story-driven game. Comment down below. Hello everyone and welcome to Money's Worth. Mafia the Old Country is without discounts €49.99, so I set out to play it for 50 hours or until I completed the game. And after 13 hours I completed my first playthrough of the story. Let's take a look at the gameplay and content and then I will give my opinion of the game. Let's go. Mafia the Old Country takes place in Sicily in the early 1900s. You play as the young man Enzo. The first few hours are about getting to know the basics of the game while we get introduced to the characters and the plot. The game is like a movie where you play out the important and intense moments. Movement feels like a classic third-person game. You can sprint, crouch, vault over fences and such. Nothing new here. Every time you fight a key character, it's by knife fight. You can use normal attack, a heavy attack and a stab attack. You can block and dodge. The fighting is very simple, but while fighting you can follow the dialogue between Enzo and the enemy. Sometimes you have to get into a place and collect something without getting caught. You will have to sneak through enemy territory without the enemies sounding the alarm. You can distract them by throwing coins or bottles and take down guards and hide their bodies. When things get really heated, you pull out your gun. You can get a few different weapons ranging from pistols to long-range bolt-action rifles. You can aim down sight to increase accuracy, but it takes some time to adjust your aim. Enemies are quite fast on the trigger, and if you don't move from the same cover, they will get you quite fast. You don't have a lot of ammo, so you have to conserve it and collect more while fighting enemies. To get around on the map, you can either take a horse or a car. You can skip the ride, but if you choose to take the trip, you can hear some conversations between characters. Sometimes it adds to the story, or sometimes it's just banter. The gameplay is quite simple, but it gets the work done. Stay tuned for the content. If you like my review, consider hitting that subscribe button to get notified of my new videos. Thank you. The story is the main content of the game. You play as Enzo, a young man indebted to a syndicate with a mining operation. You lose your best friend in a mining accident that could have been avoided and try to flee the syndicate. Just after getting caught, you are rescued by Don Torrisi's men. You end up working for the Don as part of his mafia operations. From here on, the story unfolds, and of course, I will not spoil anymore. The story is split up into chapters. The story is very linear, and you don't get any choices to change the outcome. All the cutscenes create this movie-like feeling where character development is a huge part of the story. There is drama, rivalry, love, and everything that makes a great story. Some of the characters are the Don, the mentor, the big-mouthed nephew of Don Torrisi. In every location you can find notes, papers, pictures, etc. that adds to the story. This is a note with a schedule of where to deliver the wine you are about to carry into the horse carriage. There are also a lot of hidden collectibles around the map. Collecting these gives you points that you can use at a vendor. I felt this was very underwhelming and the story only brought me there twice. This feature could have been totally left out and would not have made me like the game more or less. But I know some people really like to run around and find everything. The content is not anything original, but entertaining nonetheless. Let's get into the ratings. It feels like the game was made for console, and therefore it feels a little weird on PC. The simple gameplay makes it a smooth experience with very little bugs, and that really adds to the rating. I rate the gameplay a 4 out of 5. The story is not very original. There's the hero, the boss, the funny guy, the suspicious one. It felt like the story was quite predictable. It was also a bit too short, in my opinion, but I was entertained. I rate the content a 3 out of 5. Mafia the Old Country cost €50 without discount. The gameplay works without bugs and it makes the experience great. The story feels like every other drama and it is in my opinion too short for the price. Not fully worth the €49.99, but still a very good game. Maybe at €30 to €35 we could talk, but in the end it really depends if you like these games or not. I will rate the Money's Worth a 3 out of 5. I hope you found out if Mafia the Old Country could be your money's worth. You can look through my other videos to see if you can find games that will be your money's worth. Thank you for watching, see you in the next video.